It's a busy Friday night at La Fontaine, this swanky restaurant in Raleigh, North Carolina, where the air smells like steak and money. I'm Deborah, 25, weaving through the tables with a tray balanced on my shoulder, smiling, nodding, refilling. Wine glasses for folks who don't even glance my way. To them, I'm just the waitress, the girl in the crisp black apron who keeps their evening smooth. They don't know me, don't care to, and that's fine. I've got my own world humming. Under the surface, one they'd never guess. See, I'm not here for the tips. Well, I am, because bills don't pay themselves. But my heart, it's tethered to music, to the dream of sitting at a piano, letting my fingers fly and my soul sing. There's this old upright in the back room, tucked behind crates of wine and stacks of napkins, a dusty thing most folks ignore. But for me, it's gold. During my breaks, when the kitchen's chaos dips and the clock gives me 15 precious minutes, I slip back there. The door creaks shut, and it's just me and those keys, worn, yellowed, but still singing when I touch them. I've been playing since I was a kid, teaching myself on borrowed keyboards, dreaming of concert halls while I scrub dishes to keep the lights on. Out there, I'm pouring coffee. In here, I'm pouring everything I've got into Chopin, into jazz riffs. I make up on the fly. It's my secret, my fire, and it burns bright. But dreams don't pay rent. I've got no fancy degree, no rich folks to lean on. Just a stack of bills and a beat-up car that groans louder than I do after a double shift. Every spare dime goes to survival, not sheet music or lessons, and it's been that way too long. I'm good, damn good if I'm honest, but the world doesn't care about a waitress banging out melodies in a storeroom, so I keep it quiet, keep it mine, stealing those moments between orders. Tonight, as I sneak back there, fingers itching for the keys, I can't shake the ache, this hidden talent, this love, trapped in a place no one expects. But it's there, waiting, and I'm not sure how much longer I can keep it buried. So it's another packed night at La Fontaine, the kind where the chatter hums and the clink of glasses feels like a pulse. I'm Deborah, darting between tables, keeping the smiles on, trays steady, even as my legs ache from hours on my feet. I've got my rhythm, drop the bread, pour the wine, dodge the spills, and I'm counting the minutes till my break, till I can slip back to that piano and let my fingers breathe. Then the doors swing open, and in struts Leonard Grayson. I don't need to know his name yet to feel the shift. He's got that swagger, that loud, expensive suit, and an entourage trailing him like he's some kind of king. The air changes, heads turn, and I know trouble just walked in. He's a millionaire, I hear later. Big shot, big money, bigger ego. And he plants himself at the best table like he owns the place. His crew's all laughs and loud orders, but Grayson? He's different. His eyes roam, sharp and cold, like he's hunting, and I feel him land on me as I set down their water. "Hey, sweetheart," he drawls, voice slick with something nasty. "You gonna keep up with us tonight, or you too slow?" His buddies chuckle, and I force a tight smile, part of the job, but my skin's crawling. He's not here to eat, he's here to play, and I can tell he gets off on making folks squirm. I've seen his type before. The ones who think money buys them the right to step on you, but this guy's got an edge that's meaner, hungrier. I turn to grab their menus, but he's not done. "What's your name, huh?" he calls, loud enough to pull eyes from other tables. "Deborah," I mutter, keeping it short, hoping he'll move on. He doesn't. "Deborah," he repeats, stretching it out like a taunt, leaning back with that smirk. "Well, Deborah, let's see if you're worth a damn. Don't screw up my order or I'll have you running laps." His crew laughs again, and I feel it, the heat creeping up my neck the way he's sizing me up like I'm his toy for the night. I'm just a waitress to him, a nobody to humiliate for kicks, and he's got no clue about the music in me, the fire I keep locked away. I nod, head down, and head to the kitchen, but inside, I'm seething. This shift just got personal, and I'm not sure how long I can keep playing nice. Back at Leonard Grayson's table at La Fontaine, pen poised over my notepad, trying to keep my cool while his entourage rattles off orders like they're royalty. The restaurant's buzzing, clinking glasses, soft laughter. But Grayson's voice cuts through it all, loud and oily, like he wants every ear on him. He's not even looking at the menu. He's looking at me, those cold eyes locked on, picking me apart. "Steak, rare," he snaps, then leans in, smirking. "Think you can handle that, Deborah? Or is that too much for a girl like you?" His crew snickers, and I bite my tongue, scribbling it down. Keep it professional, keep it together. I'm almost free, turning to go when he tosses out, "So what else you good at, huh? Besides schlepping plates?" It's bait, and I know it, but I'm tired. Tired of his jabs, tired of this night. So I mutter, "I play piano," just to shut him up. Big mistake. His face lights up, but not the good kind. It's predatory, gleeful. "Piano," he booms, loud enough to hush the tables nearby. "Well, hot damn, we've got a musician here." Heads turn, eyes on me, and I feel the heat crawling up my neck. "Play something for us then," he says, voice dripping with challenge. "Right now, show us what you've got." My stomach drops. "I'm working," I say, low, trying to sidestep, but he's not having it. He stands, arms wide, turning it into a spectacle. "Oh, come on, don't be shy. There's a piano right over there. Let's hear it." The whole restaurant's watching now. Waiters pausing, diners craning, and I'm pinned, heart pounding. "No, I can't," I insist, gripping my tray like a shield, but he pounces. "What's that? All talk, no talent?" He mocks, loud and cruel. "Figures. Probably can't even play chopsticks. Go on, prove me wrong, or admit you're full of it." His crew laughs, a few strangers join in, and I'm standing there trapped in his game, the air thick with his smugness. I've spent years pouring my soul into that backroom piano, dreaming of stages, not this, a public shaming by some rich jerk who thinks I'm nothing. My hands shake, not from fear, but from a fire sparking deep. He set this trap to humiliate me, to make me squirm for his amusement, and every eye in La Fontaine's waiting to see me fall. But I know those keys, know what's in me. I'm not just a waitress, not to myself. And maybe it's time he finds that out. Standing in the middle of La Fontaine, with Leonard Grayson's mocking voice ringing in my ears, all talk, no talent. And the whole damn restaurant staring me down. My trays trembling in my hands, my cheeks burning, and every laugh from his table feels like a needle under my skin. He's got me cornered, this millionaire jackass. His smirk wide as he waits for me to crumble, his little game to make me small, to prove I'm just the waitress he can kick around for fun. My chest's tight, my breath shallow, and for a second, I want to bolt, duck into the kitchen, hide behind my apron, let him win. It'd be easier, safer, but then I hear it, clear as if she's right beside me. My mama's voice, soft but steel strong from years back when I was a kid getting picked on. "Don't you ever let anyone make you feel small, Deborah. You're bigger than they'll ever know." That stops me cold. I blink, the noise fading just enough for her words to sink in. Words she'd drilled into me when I'd come home crying, when I'd doubt myself, when the world tried to box me in. She's gone now, but she left me that, and I feel it rising, pushing back the fear. Leonard's still yapping. What's it gonna be, huh? Run or play? And his crew's howling, but I'm not listening to him anymore. This isn't about him, not really. It's about me. 25 years of pouring my heart into keys, of dreaming in that back room while the world saw a nobody. I've got talent, damn it, and I'm not here to shrink. I'm here to stand. I set my tray down, slow, deliberate, on an empty table, the clatter cutting through the chatter. The room hushes, eyes wide, and I turn to Leonard, meeting that smug gaze with mine, steady as stone. "All right," I say, voice low but clear, carrying to every corner. "I'll play." His smirk falters, just a flicker, but I catch it and it fuels me. I don't owe him a thing, not my skill, not my soul, but I owe myself this. My heart's hammering as I walk toward that grand piano in the corner, the one they roll out. For special nights, not dusty like my backroom refuge. I sit, fingers hovering over the keys, and feel the weight of every stair. This is it, fear or courage, and I'm choosing me. Time to show 'em what I've got. Sliding onto the bench of that grand piano at La Fontaine, the polished wood cool under my hands, the room's a sea of eyes, Leonard Grayson's smug grin burning in the front row, his entourage snickering, every diner and waiter staring like I'm some circus act about to flop. My apron still tied on, my tray abandoned, and my pulses thumping so loud I can barely hear my own thoughts. I've chosen courage over fear, but now I've got to prove it. 25 years of backroom dreams. Crashing into this one shot, my fingers hover over the keys, trembling, and for a split second, I wonder if I've made a mistake. Then I breathe, deep, shaky, and let 'em fall. I start with Debussy's Clair de Lune, a piece I've played 1,000 times in that dusty storeroom, where it was just me and the shadows. The first notes spill out, soft and tentative, like moonlight creeping through a window. My hands shaky, my heart exposed. I can feel Leonard's smirk, hear the faint rustle of the crowd, and I almost falter. But then it happens. The music takes over. My fingers steady, finding their rhythm, and I lean in, letting every ounce of me flow into those keys. The melody builds, gentle, aching, then swelling with a rawness I've kept locked away too long. This isn't just notes, it's my late nights, my struggles, my mama's voice telling me I'm enough. The room shifts, the chatter dies. First a hush, then nothing. No clinking glasses, no whispers, just the sound of my playing filling every corner of La Fontaine. I glance up quick and see it, jaws dropping, eyes wide, even the waiters frozen mid-step. Leonard's smirk's gone, wiped clean, his hands still on the table like he's forgotten how to move. I'm not trembling anymore. I'm flying, fingers dancing over the keys, the music pouring out like it's been waiting for this moment my whole life. It's tender, it's fierce, and it's mine. Every note a piece of me they never saw coming. The final chords linger, soft and haunting, and when I lift my hands, the silence is deafening, thick, heavy, alive. I sit there, breathing hard, feeling the weight of what just happened. They're not mocking me now, they're not laughing. They're caught, every single one of them, by a waitress who turned their game into something they'll never forget. I've silenced the room, not for Leonard, not for them, but for me, and that's power I didn't know I had till right now. Hands still hovering over the keys of that grand piano at La Fontaine, the last notes of Clair de Lune fading into the air like a whisper that won't let go. I'm breathing hard, my apron wrinkled, my heart pounding against my ribs. And the silence in the room is so thick, it's like the world's holding its breath. I've just laid myself bare, 25 years of hidden passion poured out in front of strangers who were ready to laugh me off, and I can feel every stare, every heartbeat, waiting for what comes next. Leonard Grayson's out there, the millionaire, who set this trap to humiliate me, and I don't even need to look to know his smirk's gone cold. Then it breaks. The mocking energy that'd been buzzing all night cracks wide open. It's not just silence anymore. It's something else. Something alive. A single clap cuts through, sharp and sure, then another, and suddenly the room erupts, applause rolling over me like a wave, loud and wild. I look up stunned and see diners pushing back chairs, standing, their hands coming together in a rhythm that shakes the walls. Waiters, cooks peeking from the kitchen, even the snooty regulars who never tip, they're all on their feet, eyes shining, caught up in what I've done. My music, my truth, hit 'em harder than any of Leonard's cheap jabs ever could. And they're giving it back to me now, raw and real. I steal a glance at him, Leonard, the king of arrogance, still at his table, his entourage frozen around him. That smug grin, wiped clean. His arms are crossed, tight, like he's trying to hold on to something slipping away. But he's got nothing to say, no snide comeback, no loud laugh to reclaim the room. He's silent, shrunk, his superiority drowned out by the sound of my hands on those keys. I don't gloat, I don't need to. This isn't about him anymore, it's about me, about what's real. The applause keeps coming, warm and fierce, and I feel it in my bones. Every clap a nod to the waitress they didn't see, the dreamer they didn't know. I stand, slow, my legs shaky but my spine straight, and take it in. This is mine. This moment, this power, and it's bigger than his money, his ego, his whole damn world. Standing by that grand piano at La Fontaine, the applause still ringing in my ears, diners on their feet, their hands clapping out a rhythm that feels like it's lifting me up. The room's alive, buzzing with something pure, something I gave. And with every note of Claire de Lune, I've turned Leonard Grayson's game upside down, and I can feel the shift. He's not the center anymore, I am, but he's not done, not yet. I see him out of the corner of my eye, still at his table, his entourage shifting uncomfortably. He leans forward, starts clapping, slow, deliberate, loud enough to draw attention back to him. It's fake as hell, a thin little performance. And I know he's scrambling to save face, to claw back the control he's lost. He stands, brushing imaginary lint off his suit, and throws me this half smile, condescension dripping off it like grease. "Well, well," he says, voice carrying, over the dying applause. "Not bad for a waitress. Guess you've got a little something after all." His crew forces a laugh, weak and hollow, and a few diners glance his way, unsure. It's a jab dressed up as praise, a last-ditch mind game to put me back in my place, like I'm some trick pony he's deigned to pat on the head. But I see it, clear as day, the sweat on his brow, the tightness in his jaw. He's rattled, floundering, and that slow clap's just noise to cover it. He's not fooling me, not after what I just did. I could bite back, call him out, match his snark with mine, but I don't. That's his game, not mine. I straighten up, smooth my apron, and turn to him, meeting those cold eyes with a calm I've earned. "Thanks," I say, simple and steady, letting it hang there for a beat. "But I didn't play for you, Leonard. I played for me. No venom, no heat, just the truth, clean and sharp, cutting deeper than any comeback could." His smirk twitches, falters, and I see it land. The realization that he's got no power here, not over this. The room's still with me, not him, and a few diners nod, their applause trickling back like an echo of my win. I turn away, head high, and walk back to my station. Not rushing, not hiding, just me, Deborah, the waitress who silenced a millionaire with a piano and her own damn heart. He's left there, clapping to no one, his awkward defeat hanging in the air like a bad note. My shift's not over, but this moment, it's mine, forever. And I've shown them all what I'm made of. Not for his approval, not for theirs, but for the girl who's been dreaming in the back room all along. Stepping away from that grand piano at La Fontaine, the echo of my Claire de Lune still humming in the air as I head back to my station. My apron's creased, my hands still tingling from the keys, but I'm steady, calm in a way I haven't felt in years. The applause has faded, but the room's different now. I can feel it in the way the air moves, the way eyes follow me, not with pity or mockery, but something else. I pick up my tray, start clearing a table, and that's when I notice. In the shift, diners who barely saw me before are nodding my way, soft smiles breaking through their usual indifference. "That was beautiful," an older woman whispers as I refill her water, her voice warm, real. A guy in a suit, big tipper, usually gruff, catches my eye and says, "Didn't know you had that in you." Respect, admiration, even a hint of awe. It's like I've stepped out of the shadows and they're seeing me for the first time. Then there's Leonard's table, the one that started this whole mess. I glance over, casual, and catch his entourage, those loudmouths who laughed me off, sitting quiet, heads down, avoiding my gaze like I'm the one with the power now. Leonard's still there, slouched in his chair, picking at his steak, his slow clap and weak praise long forgotten. He's exposed, stripped bare by my music, and they know it. Their king's crowns slipped, and I'm the one who knocked it off, not with words, but with something truer, deeper. I don't smirk or stare. I just keep working, letting him stew in it. His humiliation's not my victory, my playing was, but it's not all cold over there. As I pass by with a pitcher, a younger guy from his group, sharp suit, quieter than the rest, leans out. "Hey," he says, low so Leonard won't hear. "That was incredible. Seriously." His eyes meet mine, genuine, no trace of the arrogance I'd braced for. I pause, surprised, and nod. "Thanks," I say, simple, but I mean it. He smiles, small, real, and I see it. Not everyone in that rich circle's heartless. Some get it, see worth where Leonard never will. It's a crack in the wall, a reminder there's good mixed in with the bad, and it hits me soft, but sure. I keep moving, pouring, clearing, smiling, my shift rolling on like always. But it's not the same. I'm not just the waitress anymore. I'm the one who played, who stood up, who shifted the power in this room without saying a word. Leonard's shrunk, his crew's humbled, and I've earned something bigger. Respect that's mine, not borrowed. As I wipe down a table, I feel it settle in me. This is who I am, and they can't take that away. Not now, not ever. So it's a few days later, and I'm Deborah, back in the grind at La Fontaine. Trays, smiles, the usual hustle. That night at the piano still lingers, though. The applause, the respect in their eyes, the way I turned Leonard's game into my moment. It's fuel keeping me steady through sore feet and late shifts, but I'm still me, still the waitress, still dreaming in the back room when I can steal a minute. I'm wiping down a table, humming a little Debussy under my breath, when my phone buzzes in my apron pocket. I fish it out, unknown number, and almost let it go to voicemail. Almost. Something nudges me, and I answer, leaning against the counter. "Hello?" The voice on the other end is smooth, professional, but warm. "Deborah, this is Marcus Tate. I'm a music producer. I was at La Fontaine the other night, heard you play." My heart stops, full-on skips a beat, and I grip the phone tighter, like it might slip away. "You're Claire de Lune," he goes on. "It was something else, raw, honest. I've been thinking about it since." I'm frozen, barely breathing, waiting for the catch, but he keeps talking. "I'd like to offer you a shot. Not a golden ticket, mind you, but a real chance. Come to my studio, record a demo. Let's see where it takes you." I stammer. "Oh, to what?" Not my finest moment, but he chuckles, gentle. "No pressure, no promises, just a door. You in?" I hang up after a shaky, "Yes," my hands trembling as I shove the phone back in my pocket. A music producer, Marcus Tate, heard me, saw me. That night I laid it all out. Not some scam, not a fantasy, but a real call, a real offer. I lean against the wall, the chatter of the restaurant fading, and let it sink in. My dream, playing. Piano, making music, being heard. It's not just some far-off star anymore. It's close, tangible, a demo I can hold in my hands, a step I can take. I've fought for this in secret, poured my soul into keys no one saw, and now someone's opening a door I never thought I'd find, much less walk through. I'm still me, still Deborah, still slinging plates. But as I grab my tray and head back into the fray, there's a lightness in my chest I haven't felt since I was a kid banging on a borrowed keyboard. It's not fame, not yet. It's a chance, a crack of light in a life that's been all hustle and shadows. For the first time, my dream's not just mine to hold alone. It's real, and I'm ready to chase it. A few weeks out from that wild night at La Fontaine, still reeling from Marcus Tate's call, my demo's set, my dreams got legs, and I'm walking a little taller, even with a tray in my hands. I'm still the waitress at this upscale Raleigh, joint still dodging spills and pouring wine, But everything's different now. That night, when Leonard Grayson tried to cut me down, turned me into his punching bag, keeps playing in my head, not as a wound, but as a win. He stood there, all money and arrogance, clapping slow and fake, thinking he could define me with his sneers, but it backfired. Oh, it backfired so hard. And I'm the one still standing, not him. I see it clear now, sharper than ever. Leonard wanted to humiliate me, make me small in front of everyone, but my music, my Claire de Lune, flipped the script. It wasn't just notes, it was me, raw and real, blasting through his smug little world. He's the one who ended up exposed. His entitlement, his need to crush me, all laid bare while I played my truth. The room didn't clap for him. They stood for me, a waitress they'd overlooked, and that producer's call. That's proof, tangible, real, that what I've got doesn't need his nod or anyone's. True talent doesn't bow to the arrogant or the privileged. It rises loud and unapologetic, and I'm done hiding mine. I used to tuck it away, my passion, my piano behind that backroom door, afraid it was a weakness, something to keep quiet while I scraped by. But it's not. It's my strength, my fire, the piece of me that roared when Leonard pushed too far. I don't need to shrink anymore, don't need to wait for permission to dream. That night, that call, this feeling, it's taught me something bigger than a song. My worth isn't his to measure or anyone's. It's mine, built in every late-night practice, every chord I've fought to play, every shift I've powered through. I'm not just a waitress, I'm a musician, and I'm defining that for myself, not them. So as I wipe down a table, the restaurant humming around me, I hum a little tune, soft, free, and smile. Leonard's out there somewhere, probably still licking his wounds, but I'm here, my music speaking louder than his ridicule ever could. The real lesson? Never let him tell you who you are. Stay true, let your passion sing and watch it drown out the noise. That's my story, and I'm just getting started.